So NFC top 5. At number 5, guess who I got?
Don't say nothing stupid.
The Dallas Cowboys, bro.
Oh my God. Man, cut the junk off, man. Cut it off.
I'm serious, bro. Bro, they're 2-0 with Cooper Rush, man.
Oh my God.
They're winning games. It ain't pretty, but they're winning games. Are they better off without Dak? I don't know. But Cooper Rush is...
That's a question. That's a question for another time.
It is. But they're 2-0 with Cooper Rush as their starting quarterback. He's 3-0 all time as their starting quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got he finally started throwing a lot to CeeDee Lamb, getting hit this past game versus the Giants.
Oh man, did you see that pass? The CeeDee Lamb in the corner of the end zone, the one hand grab.
I did not see that catch.
Oh my goodness!
I did not see the catch.
I'm talking about lobbed it right there to one hand catch, like nothing that defender could do. It was so sweet. I think that was the game winner, so you got to check that out.
Yeah, the potential that man has is ridiculous. Right. But their defense looked a little better yesterday. I did see a couple of clips or whatever on Twitter. I'm surprised I didn't see that catch, come to think of it. But yeah, man, just 3-0 as a start. And then of course they got their all-star player on defense, you know, Mr. Twitter Fingers, Micah Parsons.
1-1.
That man nasty. Bro, he had one tackle total versus the Giants, and he was tweeting about his QB pressures. Like that. That man is Twitter Fingers for real, bro. For real.
Man. Hey,
but I don't know.
He's a beast.
Just with the 2-1 record, Dallas is fighting. The fact they're doing that without Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, who's a bum now, getting outplayed by Tony Pollard every other day, every other week. I don't know. I got them at 5 though. Number 4, I got the LA Rams. The Rams ain't going nowhere. They're right back on track. Stafford defending Super Bowl champs. You can't sleep on them. They're always, they just put the beating on the Cardinals. Bro, that game, Kyler Murray threw the ball 58 fucking times. Not one touchdown.
Wow.
How do you throw 58 passes and no touchdown? 58 pass attempts.
It's crazy.
That's insane. So, yeah, I got the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be tough and solid again this year. But number 3, bro, I got y'all, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at number 3. A lot of shit. Y'all got to get figured out. We're going to touch more about that in this next topic in a few minutes here about your Bucs. But I got them at 3, man. I got the number 4 overall defense right now for total yards. That defense is killer. Week in, week out, dude. I watched a large part of that Green Bay and Tampa game. And that defense, man, was just, man, they were doing everything in their power. Just like you said, bro.
You were just talking about my corners wasn't nothing. And I told you, I said Dean is one of the main guys, and he had a pick, too, on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that was, his only pick, right? I think he threw one pick. But, yeah, I mean, everything you've been saying about the Buccaneers is pretty damn spot on. Defense been killing it. That offense been struggling. But, yeah, we'll get into that next topic. But number 2, I got Green Bay. And if y'all would have beat Green Bay, I would have had to put y'all at 2 with them at 3. So thank you for fucking that up and making me put these fucking Packers at number 2 with Aaron Rodgers and whatnot. Their defense is surprising me, though. Their defense is ranked like 6 overall. They've been playing really good defense this year. Aaron Rodgers he's got different receivers in and out each week, but he's starting to get some chemistry with that Romeo Doubs, that rookie he's got.
Dobbs.
Yeah.
He's really nice.
He's coming onto his own, yeah. And then
he's definitely going to be that number 1. He's going to replace Devontae Adams pretty nicely. It's just
you think it's going to be him?
I think so. Randall Cobb did really well as well. So, and he's an older receiver, but he was a quarterback first. I think he played for Kentucky. So he was a quarterback first, so he knows how to run those routes and stuff. He knows how to be in perfect placements as well. With Dobbs, like they do a lot of blocking schemes, man. So Aaron Rodgers, I should have said Aaron Rodgers still in the MVP candidacy still too, because he's the reigning MVP, and he's with no receivers really, except for Randall Cobb, because I haven't even seen Sammy Watkins.
I wasn't.
He's
Sammy
still,
played.
he's still.
Sammy was out this past game, but he played the game before that. He did pretty good. But I didn't like
Mhm.
Aaron Rodgers' numbers just yet. I don't like him in general, but I mean to seriously consider him
But
for the topic.
it's not the numbers. It's like what he has and what he means to the team, and he's still right in the thick of things at 2-1.
I understand that, but numbers always matter a significant amount outside of the value. You know, if they
Right.
did
Mhm.
strictly MVP based on how valuable a player is to a team, there'd be
Right.
quite a
100.
few players that would have won it
Mhm.
that don't have the top stats in the league at any position. I
Right.
feel like if you really dig in and dissect any team, but
Right.
to each his own on that, man. Philly is my number one team. I got Eagles. Can't deny them. One of the last two undefeated teams. That's not only why, but Philly's just looked like the most complete team in the NFC to me so far.
Definitely.
Jalen Hurts was an honorable mention of mine for the MVP.
MVP.
Another one don't have the stats like as great of a stats as the three that I had up there, but what he's doing this year is you could tell he's poised for a great year. God willing, he can stay healthy. So
Right. I think he's like third in yards, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
yeah, he's been killing it. So what are your top 5 teams for the NFC? 5, who you got?
So for 5, I got the Rams of LA. They're still strong. They still got a good defense. Aaron Donald wreaking havoc. Jalen Ramsey. I think it's going to be pretty much based on that defense, sort of like how Tampa is. So I feel like it's going to be based on the defense. Offense sputtering a little bit, so I can't give them anything higher. You got Cam Akers over there, so he's sporadic. So, like I said, you just got to get things together. So those are things I think about LA. I feel like they're a good team, but I believe they can be better, but just not yet.
They need to call Odell back, man. They need to stop bullshitting.
Right. So at number 4, I got the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, they beat Tampa, but they really should have beat us worse than what they did. They scored a lot of points in the first half. They're not a good second half team. They haven't really been scoring a lot of points in the second half. So that's going to be their Achilles heel, I believe. But they're doing good. Like I say, Aaron Rodgers is doing good. He is playing with these young receivers. He is making them better. He is getting the ball to them. They're doing different routes, and man, they're playing really well. Not scoring a lot of points, but he's still driving the offense like an MVP should, 2-time MVP should.
Well, I would hope so. It's not playoff shit, so.
Right. It don't take long. It don't take long for him. So
no, it don't.
At number three, I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Solid defense.
Above the Packers who just beat you. How did I know?
It doesn't matter because we're hurt, we're injured. But I feel
it don't matter till playoff time.
Right. But I just feel like we're better because our division is so sorry that we don't have to win all these regular season games. I believe that 11 games will win us the division. So we don't need to win all these games. We play Kansas City. We play Kansas City next week. We may or may not lose because we don't know who we're going to have in. We're going to have Mike Evans back. That's the only reason that I believe we lost, because we didn't have Mike Evans. We didn't have Julio Jones. We didn't have Godwin. That's 3 of our top freaking 4 receivers. We need to get Mike Evans back. We need to get Scotty Miller back in the swing of things, because that could have been his Wes Walker all this time, but you're trying to put all these people in front of him. And I don't like that because he's a Super Bowl champion. He beat the Green Bay Packers pretty much by himself. Scotty Miller with that big play or whatever at the end against Green Bay. So Scotty Miller, shout out to Scotty Miller, man, because I couldn't even believe he was still on the team because they picked up all these receivers.
Dare I ask who's at 2? Who you got at 2?
I thought you'd never ask. The New York Football Giants, man, at 2.
Oh my God.
The New York Football Giants at 2, brother. At 2. Defense is looking good. Saquon Barkley is doing this thing. Daniel Jones, you're not it. you're not it. You're never gonna
Bro, they
be
don't
it.
have
So,
nothing on offense outside of
bro,
Saquon. They
that's
just
it. They
lost
just, but
Sterling
see, they
Shepard.
just heard, they just lost them. Yeah, I was about to say they
Sterling
just
Shepard
lost
for
them.
the year.
They
Kenny
just
Galladay, I
lost
don't
them.
understand why he's not
But
involved in the offense at all. What's going on with that?
they're still holding it down on defense, though. That's what I like about them. They're really holding it down on defense. And like I say, this is only 3 games, but I still think that they're strong, even though they just lost to the Cowboys. But that was a good game. That wasn't like they just blew them out, you know?
At number
And
fucking 2.
at number 2. At number 2.
And number one's got to be Philly, right?
Got to be Philly. You know it's Philly right now.
Okay, don't get me
Philly
fucking.
right now.
Oh man.
Yeah, you know it's Philly right now, man. I just have to switch things up, man. I see things a little bit differently. I see things in a defensive way. That's why I like certain teams. Rams, good defense. Green Bay, good defense. Tampa Bay, good defense. New York, good defense. Philadelphia, great defense. Those are the way I rank things, because those are things that'll win you a championship.
That shit matters.
Not the
absolutely.
offense. The offense, it could sputter with one bad shot to the quarterback or whatever. Your offense turns to dust. Literally. Like, can't do anything, you know? So with the defense, it's so many pieces and components that can put everything together and that can shut down a good offense or either slow them down. So that's why I picked a good defense together, because it's all the guys at one time. With offense, it's really like 2 or 3 key guys with the offensive line, of course, but we're not talking about them. So you got quarterback, running back, receiver. So those are the only guys that's actually going to get the ball. You got 11 guys going at one person. So if they swarm enough, like a Ravens defense or a Tampa Bay defense, it can shut down a lot of that stuff. Intimidation factor, you know?
Offense wins you games. Defense wins you championships, my brother.
Championships. That's always going to be. And another thing that wins you championships is having a quarterback that stays in the pocket.
Stay upright.
You got to stay in the pocket. You got to be a pocket passer, man. All these Lamar Jacksons, and then we had Garoppolo that was trying to run and scramble, and Aaron Rodgers trying to run and scramble for a long time or whatever. None of those guys won it. It was always a Tom Brady, a Joe Flacco. It was always a Brad Johnson. It was always, you know, like those type of guys. And Nick Foles. Nick Foles won it. You know, he wasn't running and scrambling. And you got to sit back there and you got to make smart plays in the pocket.
You know, it's not that far-fetched either that you put the Giants at 2 and I had the Dallas Cowboys at 5, because I wanted to just note this to wind down this topic, that the NFC teams are starting slow this year, bro. As far as statistics go, there's only 3 NFC teams in the top 10 for total offense. Only 3 teams in the NFC for top 10 in total offense. The Eagles, the Saints, and the Detroit Lions. The other 7 teams are AFC, bro, for total offense. So that something to keep an eye on.
But the thing is, too, a lot of these NFL owners are getting defensive coaches. So Todd Bowles, defensive coach. You got Dennis Allen, defensive coach. So they're not gonna get the offensive stats, because that's not their mentality. Their defensive mentality. That's why their defense is so strong. I think that the Saints defense is really nice, but with Jameis Winston there, or whatever, and they don't have Sean Payton there, which is the offensive mind coach, that they're just not going to make it. Is like oil and water, you know, because you had Sean Payton all these years preaching offense, a little bit of defense, enough to win, but we're outscoring everybody that we play with Drew Brees. We're going to outscore their ass. That's it. We don't worry about defense. If we get a play, great. But it's about outscoring. Now you got somebody that's coming on the other side of the ball. Okay, well, we're going to get an okay quarterback instead of having one of the best that's ever been in Saints history. I'm not going to say the best, but Drew Brees is top guy, you know. So consistent, definitely. he have a slide year. They switch everything over. Now everything is defensive wise. They picked up some key guys defensively. So that's their way of going about things now. So
just one more time before we move on here. Top five's AFC for me. Buffalo 1, Chiefs 2, Miami 3, Baltimore 4, Cleveland 5. Your top five AFC, go.
top five AFC: Miami 1, Buffalo 2, Jacksonville 3, Kansas City 4, Baltimore Ravens 5.
Word. NFC top five me. 1, Philly. 2, Green Bay. 3, Tampa. 4, LA Rams. 5, the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so I got 1 Philly, 2 Giants, 3 Tampa Bay, 4 Green Bay, 5 the Rams, LA Rams.
Y'all heard it here first, bro.